Okay, so since that um, the alarm clock went off in my last video, um, it brings up a point of like how like that shit happening quite often in my life. It's kind of I describe it as like luckiness or perfect timing. Um, and yes, it's perfect timing. It's exactly what it is. It happens a lot to me, or it has been happening a lot to me in my life. Um, so like this building, or this apartment that I got, um, I had another one set up, and it was costing more. It was further away in relation to where I work. Um, it was smaller and it had more people. So this thing was a lot better. So what happened was uh, the landlord there didn't have a landlord license or property license or something along the lines of that. So it fell through. I mean, I had the money ready. I gave him first and last month's. Um, like I signed the lease, and then he calls me and said, "Yeah, it can't happen." So I'm like, "Oh, you better not fuck me over." And but yeah, everything he gave everything back. But so I was rushing frantically to go find a new place because I had to move out as soon as possible. And this one popped up. I mean, it's 5 minutes from where I used to live. It's across the street from where I work. Um, it's bigger. It's cheaper. Um, and there's less people living here, so it's less of a mess. So there's more privacy, I suppose. Anyhow, like that worked out perfectly for me. That that the other place fell through, and that I got this one. I mean, it's like too good to be true. And if that saying is real, then I wonder if it is true. Um, but anyhow, yeah, that shit made no sense. Um, that stuff like that has been happening to my whole life, to me, my whole life. Things just work out perfectly. Um, yeah, there are a few instances where um, like I get frustrated at stuff and things don't work out perfectly. But when I really need them, things work out perfectly. I mean, and yeah, when I expect them to work out perfectly and they don't, um, I get frustrated quite easily. Yeah, it has to do a lot with energy based. Like I feel this like creation within me that I'm creating my entire world and all the shit that's pissing me off. Um, so I've been trying to stop that and just completely remove it when I can feel it. But it's a difficult thing to do. Anyways, that point of perfection. Um, yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. I mean, it's quite interesting to live out when things happen like that. Okay, yeah. What I wanted to say is that since things like that worked out too perfectly, I don't know, I thought there would have to be something behind them. So I started to create a god within that. And as things like that So that's where kind of that's another layer within the psychosis that I had, was that things worked out perfectly, and I thought that there was a God guiding me um, to like attain perfection. Um, yeah, to attain something more than me, to attain like a higher state of being or some bullshit. You know, I was fucked up with psychosis. I was believing way too much shit. I was believing myself to be like everything other than me. Yeah, so that point of perfection really solidified psychosis God construct, the God construct within my psychosis. Um, yeah, like things would work out too perfectly, so I would, yeah, okay, so I would really stare at time a lot, and I guess when things would work out perfectly for me, the time would change just as I looked at the time. I mean, there was always like I would constantly stare at the time and look at time for answers, looking for that perfect answer. And as soon as that minute changed or that time changed, um, I would have an answer within me. And I'm looking at the time right now. I would have an answer within me, and I believed that since the time changed, right on that answer, that answer was perfect. That answer was usable and the right answer. Um, yeah, so like I was trying to find perfection within myself, within and as being psychotic. um, sorry. Yeah, I was trying to find a way to become a perfect being in this sense that like perfection from deriving from like self-interest, or yeah, self-interest in relation to self-expectations, that I would become perfect within my expectations of myself. Like if I wanted to do something within a moment, I would do it instead of realizing that it takes time to delete that construct. Um, yeah, that's what I was trying to be, and that shit happening a lot. Um, kind of really, well, I allowed myself to believe that there was something behind it, so I played with it, and that's how I created my psychosis, is playing with too much shit. Um, yeah, the time just changed, and what I wanted to say, like I didn't know what to do, but I feel like I'm very ineffective within this log. So I'm gonna watch it and write down points to expand upon or to correct, and I'll either do a new one or an extension onto this.